Hey guys, with the end of the year, well, now behind us at this point, I wanted to kind of go over my top 5 games of 2023 and just gonna get right into it. There was a lot of games this year. I could have easily done a top 10, but I think I wanted to keep it just at strictly top 5. So yeah, let's get into it. And number 5 on my list is exactly the game that's in the background right now, Octopath Traveler 2. I really, really liked this game. It was incredible. Like I played it. I played everything. Obviously, you can see I'm fighting the super boss now. If sorry for the spoilers for anybody who may not have played this game.
Now it begins.
But I was just using this. I was just using a random assortment of clips I had over games I played this year. So I happened to have this, so I figured I'd use it. Anyways, yeah, I'm really looking forward to Square Enix's endeavors into like the 2D, 3D games that they're making. They've done a pretty good job with them so far, and this one definitely is really good. I don't know. I'm having a hard time like trying to figure out what I'm saying because I'm just over here saying like just basic adjectives where I'm just like, oh yeah, this game's good. This game's good. Like let me really talk about it, you know. But this is a game that came out earlier in the year, so you know, I'm not gonna say I forgot it. I definitely remember it. I wanted to play it again as soon as I got done playing it, or as soon as I got done completing the main story. And then, yeah, well, after I fought this boss and got the platinum, I wanted to start a whole new profile up. But there was other things, there was other games I had to get to. It was pretty crazy year, anyways. But yeah, for the gameplay itself, like the gameplay speaks for itself. You know, turn-based, really fun turn-based combat. I think I really like the BP system in it and stuff, and then like how you can change the jobs of your characters and stuff. It has like the old Final Fantasy isms in it, while also being like its own game. You know, it's its own game that takes place. Like I think that's probably why I liked it, because it does feel very reminiscent of the old Final Fantasy games. You know what I mean? If it makes any sense. Yeah, the old job systems that they used to do. And yeah, that's really all I really got to say about this game. This game is incredible. Like, if you haven't played it. You know, get on it. Play this game. This game's great, especially if you like JRPGs. it's it definitely offers a lot. Like, your party can be completely different than mine. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that makes this game great. And I definitely recommend it for anybody who happens to be any kind of fan of turn-based RPGs, JRPGs, good story games, good combat. You know, if you happen to be like a fan of any of that stuff, I'd say definitely check this game out. Alright, on to my 4th game, and this is like the 3rd time I've had to do it because apparently my mic is like not recording the audio, and that's kind of irritating me. But number 4 on the list is going to be Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And this is coming from someone who didn't even play Breath of the Wild. I didn't play Breath of the Wild, so playing this game was kind of like playing both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom at the same time. Since people said the map was the same, you know, there was like a lot of the gameplay loop was kind of the same or something like that. I mean, the dungeons were obviously vastly different, and the story was different, and other things about the game were different, but essentially it was just kind of like Breath of the Wild but enhanced. You know what I mean? So it was like a sequel that was really, really good, and I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. This is coming like, and this is someone who doesn't really play a whole lot of open world games. Like, not a lot of them grab my attention, you know, for very long. And this was one of them. This one did a very good job. I beat the main story and all that stuff. There's still tons of other things I could do, but you know, and everybody's seen all the crazy inventions that people have done. You know, the giant dick robots, the you know, flying drones, missile drones, and stuff like that. But yeah, I could probably put a few games on this list from Nintendo alone. You know, from the Metroid Prime remaster to Super Mario RPG remake to Super Mario Wonder, Future Redeem, the DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 3. You know, there's quite a few things. There's quite a few games that could go on this list. Nintendo kind of killed it this year. And I'm looking forward to what they do in the future, you know, with the Nintendo Switch or something, Nintendo Switch 2, or whatever new console they have coming, which is not confirmed yet, but you got to imagine it's going to be coming this year, you know, or getting announced this year at least. So, yeah, I'm totally looking forward to that, and hopefully, you know, finally getting to play Super Mario RPG as well. I don't know, I looked both ways and I was like, oh crap, I haven't played it yet. Shame on me. But yeah, that's my number 4 game of the game of the year, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And for a lot of people it was their GOTY, but for me it was number 4. Alright, going with number 3 on my list. Since I don't have any of my clips from the game, this will have to do since it's from the same company, and you can probably already guess. Number 3 is Armored Core 6, and I actually did a whole series, S-Rank. It's up on my YouTube, go check it out. I really liked it. It was really fun to do. I love the game so much that I went and did all the S-Ranked every mission. Yeah, so yeah, FromSoft killing it, you know, like they usually do. I had like my expectations were pretty much like met, you know. I expected the game to be good and it really was good, you know. And then considering like I played some Armored Core games in the past when I was younger, you know, so I have some experience with it. So it was kind of nice actually. It's kind of nice, you know, being able to play another Armored Core game after all these years, you know, because we all thought that they were just going to be a Souls game, you know, a Souls company. They just make Souls games and stuff, and that's about it, you know. But no. I'm glad that they went back to, I guess, their roots, you know, and made another Armored Core game. So I'm hoping they stick with that and just and make more, you know. Make more Armored Core games, because they did a really great job. Like the gameplay is probably like hands down my favorite bit of it. And I know some people might be customization, but customization is probably number 2 on my list for my favorite things. But the gameplay was great. I loved zipping around in that in the AC. It was great, hands down. Felt like playing a PS2 game again. You know, Maximilian Dude said that himself when he was talking about it in his review of the game. It's like a perfect example of it. It felt like a PS2 game, and that's not a bad thing, because PS2 was a great generation. PlayStation 2 had some great games, a lot of games that I find, or that I'm very fond of, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with having it's like PS2 game, like it's like a PS2 game with modernized, you know, sensibilities to it. That's what makes it really good. But yeah, it's a fantastic game. If you love like robots and stuff like that, like I know some of the bosses are tough, you know, and I know that could be a turn off for some people where, you know, they don't really like those super hard bosses and stuff. But I mean, you can check out my guide. I give some build ideas. If you want to, you can go check out those videos. Maybe it might help you fight those bosses, you know. But I would still recommend people play the game. I'd still highly recommend people play the game if they're interested in that kind of thing. So yeah, that's number 3 on my list, Armored Core 6. I highly recommend checking it out, you know. So yeah. Darn, all my Resident Evil 4 clips are gone. Oh well, have some Sea of Stars gameplay in the background when I talk about number 2 on the list. And number 2 for me is Resident Evil 4 Remake. And I kind of have a little bit of a bias here, I guess, because I am kind of a Capcom enthusiast. I love Resident Evil is like one of my top 2 franchises, top 3 franchises of all time, you know. I love a lot of Capcom games, you know. Monster Hunter, Devil May Cry, freaking Street Fighter, you know, Darkstalkers, you know, etc. You know what it is. But Resident Evil 4 is kind of it's kind of a weird one for me because a lot of people, this is their favorite Resident Evil game of all time, Resident Evil 4, the OG one. For me, it's Resident Evil 2, so that's like my most played Resident Evil. That's where I got into the franchise, was Resident Evil 2. But I did play a lot of RE4 on the GameCube when it first was released, because when it was released initially, it was just basically a GameCube exclusive game. It was crazy. And yeah, like I liked it. Like there was parts of it I didn't like, and that's kind of what Remake kind of fixed. They removed a lot of those, like those really stupid rooms that I didn't like, you know, in the original game. And they, like, of course they still had the water room, you know. The water room is difficult, but I like it a lot better in the remake than I do the OG. And for me, I like the remake better than the OG. If you like the original better, then by all means, you know that's your preference, you know. But for me, I liked what they did with the atmosphere, you know, the modern gameplay sensibilities, being able to parry and stuff. You can move while you're shooting, you know. Your character feels very, you know, Leon feels very responsive and stuff like that. And I loved what they did with the castle. The castle is probably like one of my favorite sections of the map, of the game. And the village was amazing, you know. The island was 100 times better than it was in the original, and holy crap, you know, like, yeah, they made the island much better. Like, for me, there's not, like, for me, when I play through the game, like, there's not a whole lot of rooms where I just like, ah, crap, this freaking room, you know what I mean? But I just remember in the original, in the OG game, I was always like, oh, this freaking room, or, oh, these freaking enemies, you know? Like, ugh. But, like, they did a really good job, and especially with the Ada DLC, Separate Ways, when they added, you know, the stuff that got cut from the base game, you know, that people said got cut from the base game, pretty much got added into Ada's DLC, which is incredible. You know, so now her section actually felt worth something, where in the original it was just basically an asset flip, you know. You're just running through the map backwards or something like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, Ada's DLC was incredible too, you know, so I really liked what they did with the remake. You know, I kind of wish that that the Resident Evil 3 remake got that treatment, but that's like it's completely on topic that I could just go off on. But anyways, yeah, that's number 2 for me, Resident Evil 4 remake, and then we're gonna be on to number 1. All right, enjoy the Star Ocean. Enjoy the Star Ocean gameplay in the background. I played this game this year for finally, so this is what I had. I had a clip. I was thinking of doing video series, but anyways, number 1, and probably to no surprise to anybody, it won Game of the Year at Game Awards and at the Golden Joystick, and many of other people's favorite game of this year, and that's Baldur's Gate 3. And this whole video, I could basically talk for like 30 minutes, probably even an hour to 2 hours, about how much I love this game. I love Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is incredible. Incredible in so many ways. And it might have also helped that I modded the game as well after my first playthrough, but mods do really help. But nah, even without mods, like, the game's incredible. Just with the sheer amount of options that you can do, you know, like, the sheer amount of options that you can do with making your character, how you can approach a combat scenario, or basically a discussion with enemies. You can talk your way out of boss fights. You can even talk bosses into killing themselves. It's highly possible to do that. It's incredible. You can ambush bosses. You can I'd be on it forever talking about how many different ways that you can approach a combat scenario, or even just a conversation with an NPC. You know, it's great. It feels like no person's game or no person's run is going to be the same as anybody else's. It feels that different. It's crazy. And Larian did such a great job with that too. It's insane, you know. And Like being being a very big fan of those kinds of games, like Mass Effect was one I put a lot of time into. Like I'm thinking back on games like that where like these are kind of games that I tend to put a lot of time into and replay multiple times. Like Mass Effect, the Dragon Age games, what else was there that did stuff like that? You know, Cyberpunk is another one that kind of that has that kind of, you know, it has like some of those symbolisms. Like those kinds of games are like really great for me. Those kinds of RPGs where you make your own character. It's like build your own story kind of thing. Even though it has like a set story for you, but how you approach it, you know, with like how your role play, you know, basically can change your story up, you know. And I really enjoy those kinds of games. I should have put Mass Effect gameplay up there, but I haven't played it in a while, so I didn't have any like recorded gameplay of it. Otherwise, that's what I would have put up there. But yeah, whole like seeing the praises and like all the voice actors did like a really great job in my opinion too. Like all of my like all the companions, even though like I have some of my more least favorite ones, like all like every single companion that you can get in the game definitely is worth something, you know what I mean? Like um I found myself like never never really deciding on who the hell I wanted to take with me, you know what I mean? Like all the characters are great, you know. Even like there's even really great side characters as well, you know, side characters that you'll meet along your journey and stuff. But like yeah, and it's a beefy game. Like you're gonna get your money's worth. And for some people, they might even still be playing it to this day. They might still be on their first playthrough to this day. This game came out like what in August, I believe. In August, yeah, people could still be on their first playthrough. It's a beefy game, and it's incredible. I think people can still be on Act One, to be honest. Like you could get so much gameplay just in Act One by itself. It's like a full game, I would say. And then there's two more acts that you can do. You know, it's it's pretty insane. You know, like I would highly recommend that to anybody who's like a fan of art. Like this is definitely the game that I would recommend to pretty much anybody. I don't know. Maybe like I think a lot of people are turned off by the turn-based combat or like the strategy type aspect of it. A lot of people don't like turn-based games, you know, and it's understandable. But I would still recommend it to anybody. To be honest, like give it a shot. You know. You never know, you might even be a fan, like especially if you play D&D, but I'm pretty sure all the people who play D&D play Baldur's Gate, so. But yeah, so that's my top 5 games of 2023. There's a lot of other games I could have put on the list, Liza P, you know, Super Mario RPG. I could have put what else was there? Final Fantasy 16. You know, there's quite a few games that could have been on this list. Spider-Man 2, you know, that I could have absolutely put on this list, you know. But to be honest, I haven't even played Liza P, so that's why it's not on this list, or it probably would have made my top 5. I have a feeling. But I'm pretty sure Super Mario RPG probably would have made it up here too, but who knows. Because, like, yeah. But anyways, that's my top 5 games of 2023. I'm looking forward to 2024. I'm going to try to get back into streaming a bit more consistently. This year has been pretty nice with some views, so I thank anybody who's viewed my videos over the course of 2023. I really do appreciate it. You know, thank you very much. It's been nice seeing that people have been starting to kind of like tune into my videos, and hopefully I can continue to grow. Hopefully I can really pop off in 2024, you know. I really have high hopes for this year, so yeah, for anybody who's just like who may just be catching this, you know, check out some of my other series, you know, like my Armored Core 6 from the game, from like the top 5, my S rank professional runs for Resident Evil 4 remake and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Rebirth. That's like the next big game that I'm looking forward to. But there's some other games that are gonna be coming out beforehand. But Rebirth is kind of like the big one that I'm just like, I can't wait till it comes out. I'm making a ton of content on it. So yeah, look forward to that. You know. So Thanks guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.